Apollo led the way to the moon, and we, the Artemis generation, are going there to stay. Those of us in blue flight suits, the start of the Artemis generation of astronauts, could not be more excited about contributing to our nation's goal of putting the first woman and the next man on the lunar surface by 2024.
We, NASA, have been partnering with U.S. industry in order to achieve the best of what each organizations bring. So without further ado, the companies are SpaceX. The SpaceX design is a single-stage solution using their Starship. The SpaceX proposal included in-space propellant transfer demonstration and uncrewed test landing. The second company is Dynetics, and Dynetics has many partners that they will be working with. It also has a very unique low-slung crew module, putting the crew very close to the lunar surface for transfer and access. Dynetics will perform a demonstration flight to verify key capabilities for its lander system. And the third team is the national team, with Blue Origin as the prime. The team's design is a three-stage architecture consisting of an ascent, descent, and transfer elements. With this diverse set of architectures, NASA is confident in our nation's ability to perform the Artemis missions.
The landing on the moon in 2024 will be the most dangerous and complex flying task attempted by humans in more than 50 years. And it's only been done 6 times ever. That's why we're so excited about how to learn how to fly these landers so we can make that smooth touchdown on the lunar surface and do what we came for, lunar surface exploration.
Understand why we what's the purpose of sending a car to Mars? There's no point. Obviously, it's just for fun, and to get the public excited.
What's the purpose of sending a car to Mars? There's no point. Obviously, it's just for fun, and to get the public.
szybko wszystko rozumie, każdemu chętnie pomoże. Wystarczy wziąć je do ręki, ziarnko fantazji dosypać i już za chwilę można z panem Kleksem świat pomykać. Bo fantazja, fantazja, bo fantazja jest od tego, aby bawić się, aby bawić się, aby bawić się na całego. Fantazja, fantazja, bo fantazja jest od tego, aby bawić się, aby bawić się, aby bawić się na całego. Bo fantazja, fantazja jest od tego, aby bawić się, bawić na całego. Fantazja, moja fantazja, 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 moja fantazja. Fantazja, fantazja, bo fantazja jest od tego, aby bawić się, aby bawić się, aby bawić się na całego. Fantazja, fantazja, bo fantazja jest od tego, aby bawić się, aby bawić się, aby bawić się na całego. Fantazja, fantazja, bo fantazja jest od tego, aby bawić się, aby bawić się, aby bawić się na całego.
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible. And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. Like, we'd have way better CGI if it was fake. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. Like, we'd have way better CGI if it was fake.
But that was actually not supposed to be a bad pun. And then disclosure, you are...
Jeez, is that true?
That's delightful.
What is that actually? That actually happened.
Of course it happened. I think this is a reflection of how just
Oh my God!
dark we've become.
Oh my
A lot of weird forces at odds with each
Well,
other.
why am I
in
doing fuck
society
all for not
right
working?
now.
LOL.
Skip it.
Skip.
Billionaire Jeff Bezos unveiled his space company's lunar lander for the first time last night. The Blue Origin lander was designed to take scientific payloads to the moon with the eventual goal of carrying humans.
And it's this generation's job to build that road to space so that the future generations can unleash their creativity. When that is possible, when the infrastructure is in place, just as it was for me in 1994 to start Amazon, when we have that infrastructure in place for the future space entrepreneurs, you will see amazing things happen. And it will happen fast. I guarantee it. People are so creative once they're unleashed.
Bezos wants to start pulling resources from the moon.
One of the most important things we know about the moon today is that there's water there. It's in the form of ice. It's in the permanently shadowed craters on the poles of the moon. And water is an incredibly valuable resource. You can use electrolysis to break down water into hydrogen and oxygen, and you have propellants.
Okay, so how do you extract lunar water? You go to the moon and you mine it. Ideally with this, Blue Moon.
I've been working on this lander for 3 years. It's a very large lander.
You know what? Is that actually
It'll soft land in a
of course it
precise
happened.
way.
God.
3.6
Oh my
tons
God,
onto the lunar
dude.
surface.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, dude. You know what? Is that actually happened? Of course it happened. God. Dark. We become.
Oh my God.
A lot of weird forces in it.
Let's take a look at the spacesuits of the Artemis generation. Christine is wearing a spacesuit that will fit all of our astronauts. And it is also true that we have with Christine Amy Ross, who is a spacesuit engineer, and we have Dustin Gomert, who is wearing not a spacesuit that we're going to have on the surface of the moon.
Buzz Lightyear mission log, stardate 4072. My ship is run off course en route to Sector 12.
Of the moon, but on the way to the vicinity of the moon. So these are our spacesuits for the Artemis generation.
Okay, today I'm going to be popping Stretch Armstrong in the vacuum chamber. Whoa.
In the shade in space, it's like minus 250 degrees. But the part of you that's in the sun, it's plus 250 degrees at least. So it's going to start boiling and burning. So it's like lying on a red hot stove with a piece of dry ice on your back. And your lungs are going to be sucked flat instantaneously. But even worse than that is your blood is going to boil, like opening a can of pop where suddenly all the little bubbles come out because there's no air pressure around you. So simultaneously, you are going to freeze, boil, burn, get the bends, and no longer be able to breathe. Not a good way to go.
Medical exam. Meanwhile, Canadian Space Agency astronaut Chris Hadfield being lowered into his seat now after being extracted from the Soyuz craft. All 3 crew members now safely out.
We'll see it once again. Oxygen 90.
Thumbs up from Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield returning from his command of the International Space Station. Chris was the first Canadian commander of a spacecraft, wrapping up a historic 144 days on board the station.
How are you doing? Good. Yes, yeah. Boy, that was quite a ride home. Quite a sun.
Roman Hermanenko heading to Star City, Russia. Hadfield and Marshburn heading back to Houston. But for now, the crew members out of the Soyuz craft, which landed successfully at 9:31 p.m. Central Time.